Hello world, it's Randy Savage 50 here, and tonight I'll be speaking to you about how many magazines you should have and why you should have those magazines. First and foremost, I would like to say that these magazines are for my AR-15s, Chamberlain 5.56, and these magazines are for my Glock 19, which is a 9mm, and here they are. Those are my two primary type of weapon systems. This isn't necessarily my primary rifle, but this is the AR-15 just to show you what it is, and my Glock 19 with my beautiful flashlight and Ameriglow night sights. But back to the point. So what do I think one should have compiled or inventory or stockpile or collected for their primary rifle? And that answer is at least 10 magazines for that weapon. I got ahead of myself because I'm going to say I know I have more than 10 mags here. This is just a handful of the magazines that I have, and I just had them in a container. I wanted to take them out for you all to see the point that I'm trying to make. So I will start with the AR-15. I said 10 magazines, at least 10 magazines for that primary rifle. So if you have one rifle, 10 magazines for it. If you have two, go ahead and add 10 more for that rifle as well. And have 10 each, but that can get kind of pricey, get kind of cumbersome for some people. But so if you only have one rifle, or if you don't want to do all of that, at least have 10 magazines to go to. And here's why. One, very quick replenishment. You would hate to be in some type of off the grid type of moment, or shit hits the fan type of moment, and you don't have one of these magazines and you're out. It's 30 rounds and you're gone. Why not have more magazines that you can just go back and switch to, go into your holsters, go into your backpacks, wherever, and switch mags, opposed to dropping this out of your weapon and reloading it. You don't have time for that in any type of situation that you may be involved with. So why not have more magazines to go to for quick replenishments? Two, you can disperse these magazines very quickly to your family or friends, whoever you're with, and whatever moment's going down, whether it's one of those crazy type of situations in the world, or you're at the range, or you're just having some kind of fun, and hey man, here, take this magazine, take a couple of these magazines. You see, if I take two away, I still have a ton left for myself. Sorry, it's late. I'm kind of stumbling over myself, so forgive me. So you can disperse it quickly to your family members and friends as well, if they have their own rifle and they need some more ammo. Or if you have multiple weapons, you can go ahead and pass them an AR if they're trained on it and they can do it safely, and give them some of your magazines as well. Thirdly, it's a big one. The fear or threat of a ban or restriction on the type of magazines that we can have, or the amount of magazines that we can have. We all know in certain states around this country, you can only have 10 round magazines. You cannot have these 30 round mags. So with that being up in the air, and the possibility of politicians mentioning banning these things, why not compile these while you have the chance to, just in case? Because if they say there's no more imports on these, companies aren't going to make these anymore, you all are not getting them, at least you'll have these and you'll be grandfathered in, unless they try to tweak that and try to come and get them from people. But we'll see how that goes. But at least if you have them now, you'll be grandfathered in, and you have the joy of having them for a decent price now. You can go online and get many of these magazines for $9.99, $14.99, $13.99. Not this one. This was a Bushmaster one that came with my Bushmaster, but I have aluminum mags just like this, but they're black instead of gray. Pretty light. I got them from Palmetto State Armory for $7.99, and they work fantastically. So $7.99, you can get that kind of magazine, or you can get these P mags. They're what, $14.99? You can find them on sale at places as well online. Or I even have these Amin 2 magazines by ATI. And they perform well as well. Also, these MFT mags, $9.99 in the store. They're polymer, just like the Magpool or these Amin 2, but they perform well. I haven't had any kind of failures or anything with them. And I've been running drills and stuff, and I've been dropping the magazines, putting them in, and they all perform well. This one is what is this one? I've had this for a while. Hold on. A tap cover. And every magazine I buy, I test it out. That one hasn't failed me either. So they're all well. You can also go to, let's see which one I have from. I don't think I have them in here, but I've got some GI mags from the not pawn shop, sorry, from the gun show. You can go to some people's tables and they have these big like cardboard boxes full of these little metal magazines for $5. So every time I go to one and I see one, I go ahead and grab about 3 or 4 of them, go ahead and add them to my collection. And I found this 40 round mag at a pawn shop one time, and it works flawlessly. Well, I won't say flawlessly. I think the 40th round kind of got stuck on it, so I only loaded to. I will only load it to 39 if I wanted to get it up to full capacity, quote unquote. But I used to load my magazines, my rifle mags. Like if it's a 30 round mag, I load it to 25, and this one probably has like 35 and it's just a 40. Personal preference. I was gonna get to this point later, but since I'm on it, a lot of people say if you load them all the way up to 30, you'll have spring issues and stuff like that. But the tension in the springs, granted, it may weaken like a little bit, even if you haven't loaded for years after year after year. But it won't do anything that's going to be a detriment to your hand, to your weapon or to your magazine. I've heard people who are ex-military folks who had their magazines loaded for 15, 20 years and they still perform flawlessly. And another point in that, why have a magazine if it's not loaded? You aren't going to have enough time to load your magazine in some type of situation where you need to defend your life, right? So why have them sitting there unloaded unless you have 40, 50 of them and you want 10, 15 of them unloaded just for that reason, for the spring, but you want to have the other ones loaded. I understand that. I get it, but I like to have mine loaded 25 and I'm good to go. So let's see, what's my next point? Let's go to the handgun. This beautiful guy here. How many magazines should you have for your handgun? I say at least 5. At least 5 for your primary weapon. And these are, like I said, a handful of them. I didn't grab them all, just grab what I could. I definitely wanted to grab these high capacity magazines. These are 33 round mags. I love them to death. This one's a ETS. It looks kind of, look how shiny it is. It looks kind of like soft and plasticky and like it's gonna break, but it's actually really durable. I shot it many times when I got it and it's held up pretty well. It's one of those clear ETS magazines. It's holding up well. This is a Magpul, holds up well. These are all actual Glock factory mags, ETS, KCI, it's a Korean mag. It holds up, performs just like this Glock one. Actually was excited for it. I'm actually surprised that it did hold up, but get you a few of these as well, because when that ban or that future ban hits, they're definitely gonna mark, if they're gonna say you can't have 30 rounds of this, they're gonna say this magazine is a no-no as well, right? So why not try to get these for a decent price? I believe I got this KCI 33 round magazine for $13.99, I believe, or maybe $9.99. I think $13.99 for this, as well as $13.99 or $12.99 for this one as well. I believe this one I got this one from the Gun Mag Warehouse website, and it performs flawlessly. So get you a few of these. They're cheap right now because you know when a ban or something hits and there's a big scare, everybody's gonna hike those prices up. And this $14 mag is probably gonna be $30-something, and it's gonna be ridiculous. So go ahead and get them now if you have the money for it. So 5 magazines at least for your primary handgun as well. If you can get more, that is fantastic, but at least 5 for those same reasons that I mentioned. Pass them off to people, have more rounds in your magazines, which will help you replenish yourself, opposed to having to sit there loading magazines over and over. Just go ahead and get another mag ready, as well as having them stockpile, or I'll say have them in inventory in case there's some type of ban or something else. Online prices for the mags, that's a good point. I know you go to the store, sometimes you see the prices and sometimes they're kind of iffy, but do your homework, go online, try to price these things, and then go to the stores and see what they have there and kind of go back and forth between. You can find a couple dollars off here or there for these, a couple dollars off here or there for these when you're online, opposed to just strictly shopping in the store. So make sure you go online as well if you're interested in buying some of these magazines. It should help you out a lot. And those are my main points. If you have any questions, any thoughts, anything else I should add, or anything else that you know of why you have X amount of magazines, let me know. But this is what I do. I'm not gonna say how many magazines I have, but I have a decent amount. I just threw a handful on this table. And I think if something were to happen, I think I'm pretty well stocked, I guess I could say. A tip in it. I didn't get all this stuff in one setting. You know, that's really expensive to go out and just buy all these magazines at once. So what did I do? I compiled them over time, right? So maybe every couple of weeks, if I happen to run to a store out in Walmart or something, I'll buy some ammo. If I happen to be close to an Academy Sports or a Gander Mountain or one of those type of stores, I'll go ahead and grab a magazine. Specifically, these MFT mags for $9.99. I'll grab one of these as well as a box of 223 ammo. And there's usually what, $6.79 for that 20 round box. I'll go ahead and grab a box of that and this every time I'm there. So I've been doing that for a while now. So just imagine how many of those I've compiled from just doing that every now and then. The total of that's probably about $13.70 something cents, I believe. How did I know? Because I did it a few days ago. So yeah, we can afford that. That's just not going out to lunch at work 2 days, right? You can buy you a magazine and some ammo. So how about it? And I load them up 25 and go ahead and stash them away and have a few of those. So just do that. Put some money aside. Get you some ammo. Get you some magazines. Get you some money aside for training. And you all will be great for whatever situation arises. And we'll have a great arms legal society. So Randy Savage 50 checking out. These are just my thoughts and my opinions. If you have anything else, let me know. Y'all have a good evening.